Everybody, this is Miss Florida Hot Picks here, giving you guys an update workout for Pick 3 Florida. This is for our special members here, and I wanted to share with you the 317 rundown. And pay close attention because we're getting lots of double and mirrored hits. There could be a key digit within those doubles and mirrors that we may want to look around on that particular rundown that could help us choose possible upcoming mirrors or doubles for the upcoming days. So pay close attention to this. Other states, if you happen to be looking on and you see something very similar, you're backtracking, you're like, Miss Florida, this is very similar to my state. Let us know so we can do further research and get that out to the public, okay? All right, so we're going to backtrack this a few days. We're going to go to December 20th. Midday, the hit was 438. So what do you notice in the hit? There's mirrors here, okay? So make sure you know the difference between mirrors and doubles. Okay, we're going to go through that in a second. So the hit here, we're putting in this in the chart. The next question would be, Miss Florida, how do you count a chart out like this? Well, it's real simple. What you're going to do is once you put in your last hit, you're going to add 3 down the first column, 1 down the second column, and 7 down the third column. So for the first column, let's count that one out. 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. For your 2-digit numbers, only use your 1 to place your 0. 0 plus 3 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. Only use your 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. Use your 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. So you know you did it right. The number you start with should be the number you end with. Cool, right? Then you would add 1 all the way down, 7 all the way down that third column. Okay? So here's the cool thing, okay? You're looking at all this data, all these numbers, you're trying to figure out where to go, what to look for, what's happening next, right? That's the big question. What could the next hot numbers be? And sometimes we want them draw to draw, meaning what's going to happen from the last hit, the very last hit. Sometimes it works out that way, guys, and sometimes we have to learn to hold our numbers for a couple of days. I'm not saying the numbers aren't hot, but they're going to come out when they want to come out. We can't force it. So just keep that in mind, okay? So we already know that there's a mirror here. Mirrors are very important because people, if you don't believe in them, you'll totally miss this. I kid you not. 3 and 8, they're actually the same number. They're mirror numbers. They're opposite of each other, okay? I'm going to push my sheet up here. I want you to know what mirrors are whenever you hear me talk about them. When I'm saying mirror numbers, we're saying a 0 could be a 5 or 5 could be a 0. A 1 could be a 6 or a 6 could be a 1. 2 could be a 7, 7 could be a 2. 3 could be 8, 8 could be a 3. 4 could be a 9, and a 9 could be a 4. Okay? So pay close attention to that. So we know that this is a mirror. Not quite a double, but they're mirrors. They're the opposite. I want you to pay close attention to the number in front or in back. I notice these more with the side mirrors or doubles. Either they're going to be your back pair doubles or mirrors, or they're going to be a front pair doubles and mirrors. When they're split, they may give off different patterns. So if you want to know about the split doubles, you'll have to backtrack and see what patterns are forming around those. I like to see what keeps coming up and what could be useful, okay? So notice this 4, okay? Remember, once you pay attention to your 4 in the center and your mirror 9, okay? Pay attention to those. The key number is going to depend on the number that's in front or in back of the doubles or mirrors. You know how I talk about key digits, 2, 7, 0s, and 5s? If that happens to be the digit, sure, look at those. But sometimes they're not. The number that's in front could be a key number letting you know what patterns are surrounded by that. I notice when we look at the middle column. So let's look at the 438 again. I'm going to go to the center. I'm going to circle my 4, and I'm going to circle the mirror 9. I'm going to pay attention if anything in an L shape, any corners, have a mirror or double surrounding it. That's it. And if you do, you're going to write them down and you're going to hold on to them. That's the first pattern. So if we're looking around the 4, I see automatically the 385. Okay. So I would probably write 385. Do I see anything else forming? I do see a 705 is at the bottom. That could be something. If I look at the 9, and the reason why you want to look at the 9 is what people don't understand about rundowns is after a certain point, all the numbers just mirror off each other. Like that 438 becomes a 983. That 745 becomes a 290. Okay? So let's look at the 9. We're going to go 830. And then I see another mirror forming around that 250. And I'm just going to stick with that. Okay, that's the first pattern I want to show you. Well, if you're paying attention, you may have to hold on to them for a couple of draws. 1, 2, 3. The next evening. Okay, this didn't go mid to mid. I know some people love that and they want that. This actually hit the next evening. Okay, 830. What? Right here. 830, right there in yellow. Okay, so what did we do? Let's backtrack. What did we do? We're looking for the hits that have either a mirror or double, or a front pair mirror double. The number that's in back or in front, we're going to go to our center column, simply look and see what L shapes are responding to a mirror or double. That could tell us what's coming up in a few draws. Is that simple or what? Will this work 100% of the time? I don't know. So just keep paying attention. Also, feel free to try your other favorite rundowns. It may not just be with 317, and they could cool things off, so just be careful, okay? What do you think about that? Y'all make sure y'all give your girl a thumbs up right now. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Okay, so now that keeps us from looking at all the rundowns, especially when we're just trying to figure out what's consistent. I know everybody wants to find out, well, what's coming after those numbers, and you want to know what follow-up numbers and all that stuff, and that's fine. Sometimes you have to figure out what's really going on in your state, because you don't want to be chasing after stuff that's not there or doesn't apply to the patterns of your state. And every state is different, so we have to look at things differently. Okay, so I'm going to take my eye to, I do see a double that's split. I'm going to take my eye to the mirror. Now here's another 8-3. This is where we got the 380. So I'm going to train my eye to look for the number that's in back, which is 0. So now I'm going to look at the 5. I'm going to circle that. Remember, that's its mirror. And then I have the 0. I'm going to circle that. And I'm simply going to look for any kind of doubles that I can find that are cornered. Okay? Sometimes the doubles will be together. Sometimes they'll be split. Look at this 0 right here. You got a 9-9. So I will go 6-9-9. All right? All right? Or maybe 9-9-2. 2-9-9. Okay? That could be something. All right? Anything else? That 9-6-1, that could be something because it's a mirror. If we're looking at the 5s, you can go 4-7-4, 4-1-4, and 6-1-4, right? We're just keeping it simple. We're only looking for numbers that are connected in an L shape, right? That have mirrors or doubles connected to them. That's it. We're trying to keep this thing so simple. How many of you agree, you know what, Miss Florida, let's keep it simple, right? Make sure you put that in the comments so I know you're following and paying attention. I so appreciate the support. And make sure you hit that like. All right. So looking at the pattern I showed you, what actually hit was 699, and we have it wrapped right around the 0. 699. Yeah, I was sitting here, I said, hold on, what am I missing? What's going on? Why do I see these numbers wrapped around an L shape? Why around the centers? What is that telling me? And again, you're not going to see these type of hits, right? But at least when you do, this will give you an idea of how to start looking for other patterns, right? I know people are like, well, that's not every day, but let me tell you something. I'd rather hit a few good ones and figure out how to put those together than to have a losing streak for weeks, even a month, okay? So you want to find things that are repetitive, okay? Okay. Here, if we look at the 775, remember, I'm going to circle that 0 and the 5. And you can put your you have a 441 that's possible, 461, 618. You have quite a few. But that 996 was on here too. You see that it came twice. Sometimes it'll do that for us. Sometimes it'll show up. But just make sure now you have an idea of some things that you may want to pay attention. And the key digits are going to be the numbers that's either in back of the double or mirror, right? Or in front of the double mirror. And they can vary. They don't have to be just 0, 5, 2, and 7. So pay attention. You're going to take that key number and find it in the center and see if you can form mirror or double hits around that. Nice. This was probably one of my favorite ways to find double hits. So that's probably what I'm going to call this video. My favorite ways to find double hits, right? This is some of the most easier and simple ones. But I do want to show you one more pattern. There's more. You thought I was done? No. No. I told you once you start finding one, you're going to find more. Okay? And it's actually kind of fun too. Okay? All right, so how do I start this? We had this 775, and when I was looking just in the last few draws, I said, well, how did they get that 775? I noticed, look at this, wherever the mirror, see the mirror on the left side? Now go up or down. Those can also be hot numbers, just like that. So the 3, 8, we got 775. 775 hit the next draw. And this time, all we did was just take whatever the number here, that hot key number that was in front of the mirror or double, and we're just either taking our numbers upward or downward. So we had a choice of 577 or 599. Okay, so pay attention to that. 775. So that's 2 hot patterns for Florida that you want to pay attention to. Let me go back. We had another one, but you have to be careful with this. Now look at the 438. Look at the key number, the number right in front of that mirror. Now there was a 442 going straight, right? What actually hit was 474. This is why you need to know mirrors. So if you see the whatever the number is going down, if you see the mirror number, also give yourself a option to mirror. Okay, so like this 775, I might have did 770 on top of that. That's if you choose to do that. Okay, but it just goes to show you how just because something is lined up, they still may give or give you you may want an option to mirror. Okay, so you had your 775 next draw, you had a 447 2 draws later. So that's 2 hot patterns. And this is just within the last few days. This is why I say backtrack. Start with things like triples. Like pick 4, for instance. I look for if I see a state and they're running a lot of triples or false triples in their combinations. I want to see where at on the grids that they're consistent. Are they in the same places? I said, well, do that with Florida. I'm having a tough time. I'm one off. That's just I'm being so transparent right now. Or I don't play the number long enough, right? After a draw or 2, I'm done. I'm out, son. And guess what? That's really bad for me because I worked hard to get those particular combinations, and I'll just throw it away. Can't throw it away. So you guys have 2 different sub patterns. I hope this helps. Let me know how you're doing with this in the comments, and we'll see you guys on the next video.